Well, if you're one of the millions now using your cell phone to send text messages, beware. Just because you hit the delete button doesn't mean your note is gone forever. There's a new focus on text messages because they could play a role in the Kobe Bryant case. And we want to talk about what happens after you type a message on your cell phone and hit send. Here with me is telecom analyst Jeff Kagan. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Betty.
Now, this is playing out in the Kobe Bryant case, or could play out. Tell us how.
Text messages, emails, electronic messaging live forever. We think we hit the delete button and it's gone, but really what happens is it either sits on the server or it can sit in archive farms. And the judge in this particular case is subpoenaing the text messages from the cell phone. Apparently, there were messages that were sent by the accuser, and these messages don't go away when you hit the delete button.
Some 4 months later, they're asking for them, and those are still there. How long do these servers and these telephone companies keep these messages?
Well, we've seen a lot of cases in the last couple of years with corporate fraud, with stockbrokers who are pushing a stock, in front, but then behind the scenes on email, they're trashing it. And what we're found is that they can subpoena these things for many, many years. And in fact, email, there's no law telling us how long we should hang on to email, but email, for the most part, is kept forever in big archive farms and big server farms that may be buried inside of mountains. There are businesses.
Because some companies say they only keep them for a couple weeks, couple months. That's not true?
Typically, there are no set standards. Every company is different. Typically, email has been kept forever. Text messaging is something new. It gets delivered over your cell phone, and it's very easy to send. It uses a slightly different technology, but they hang on to the information for text messages to know who to bill. And as far as the actual text messages themselves, they're only a couple of words. So it's very easy just to store the whole message. There's no reason for them to store just the date and the time and who to send it to, and not the couple of words. And if the judge is able to get this information after 4 months, 4 months is not just a couple of days like the carriers say that, or if they can hold it for 4 months, they hold it forever. So we really don't know. So bottom line is, you never say anything on a message service that you wouldn't want to show up on the front page of the New York Times.
Exactly, because not only are they keeping these messages, but do you expect or suspect people could be reading them as well within these companies?
Well, that's true. I mean, there's no privacy. We have this illusion of privacy. But the message goes from your cell phone, and a copy of it stays on your cell phone, goes through the servers. It can be read through the servers at anybody who administers your communication software. And then it shows up on the other phone, and it can stay there unless the person deletes it. But then it stays on the server and it can be archived, and they can be read at any point along the way. So it's not just you who's reading it. It's very easy to be scanned and read, especially if it's your employer who pays for your cell phone and gets the cell phone records. That's a big no-no. You've got to be very
absolutely.
careful. Right?
Now, there is no way to completely, without a doubt, delete these messages. You cannot do that.
You can delete it from your cell phone. You can delete it from the other person's cell phone, but you don't have any control over the server.
What they do.
Right. So the actual network itself that it travels over, it stays there. And it can stay there for days and weeks and months. So finally they build up so much that they go to an archive.
Listen to that. Guess who's getting a message? Getting a text message right now, of course. Everyone wants to be a comedian around here. Telling me to wrap this segment up. I'm getting this from my producer, Karina. And Karina, this stays on the server possibly forever, so be careful what you send to me.
Be careful what you send. Never want to say anything that you'd be embarrassed about.
That's the point of all of this. All right. Thank you very much, Jeff Kagan.
Thank you.
Well, is it time to lighten up and start spending some money?